Thank you for joining me at ArtSphere Inc. online. Today we're going to be doing a three-dimensional version of our butterfly jar. What you'll need today is a tissue, a pair of scissors, a couple sheets of white paper, and if you have it, a paper bag. We are going to be doing a little bit of recycling. We also need either a pencil, a pen, or markers. So what I'd like you all to do is look at my example. You're going to see that we have all 3D elements. We used paper folded in half to make our jar, paper folded in half to make our butterfly, and paper folded in half to make our leaves. All three of these elements are symmetrical. Symmetrical means that they are the same on both sides. Our tree branch is not exactly the same on both sides. That makes that asymmetrical. We are also going to be doing a caterpillar. The caterpillar we're going to be folding as well, but because it is going to have antennas on one side and not the other, it is going to be considered asymmetrical. So, with a piece of paper, I am going to have you hold your paper vertically. That means vertically means that it's tall. And I'm going to have you fold on this side. Everyone, please do this with me. All right, great. Next step, I'm going to have you take a pen or pencil, and I'm going to have you draw along with me. We're going to make the jar. To make the jar, we're going to make sure that we know that this is our fold side. And we're going to draw half of an oval. We're going to draw a little line down for the lip of the jar. And we're going to have a little curve. And then we're going to follow the edge. And we're going to try to keep it following that edge as close as we can. This way our line is somewhat parallel to the line of the paper. We're going to curve the bottom, and then we're going to make the bottom parallel. Awesome. Everyone do that with me? Great. The next step, we're going to cut on our lines. Great. We are going to make a cut right here for our branch, and then we're going to make another cut a little bit lower right here so that our branch can cut through, so it looks like our jar is glass, and then it has what's called as transparency. Transparency is when you can look through something. So looking through something means transparency, being able to look through it. So here we go. Here's our jar, look and see. So this side is the same as this side. Does everyone see that? In fact, if we made a dotted line down the center, it would be like looking in a mirror. This half would be exactly the same as this half. Next, we are going to do our branch. Our tree branch, you can use any kind of paper bags. You can use white paper too and color it. I just thought it might be kind of fun to use something that we could recycle. And I'm going to draw my branch. I can draw more lines for the bark. And voila. And then I'm going to cut. We have our branch. Next, we're going to take our leaves and we're going to make a butterfly. So we're going to take our paper again and do it long ways. And we're going to draw again on the fold. Notice the fold. We're going to do half of our V for antenna, half of our circle for our head, we're going to do our top larger wing, our smaller lower wing, and then our body. Now I'm going to do that again, in case you want to add another one. Again, our piece is symmetrical, so that means that both sides are the same. After I cut this out, you might want to cut it out, and add more. You may want to cut some that are different sizes. Notice when I have my butterfly, if I fold it right here on the body, I can make this three-dimensional, and I could fold this out, and look, it flies. Okay, so here's our butterfly, and later you can add lines to decorate your butterfly. Next, we're going to do leaves, and leaves, you'll just notice, and I can use some scraps to make leaves. It's just paper folded in half. Again, notice that the fold line is where it's like you would put a mirror up so that both sides look the same. So if we're drawing our leaves, go like this. And notice it curves outwards, and this part is the straight side where the fold is. Voila! We have lots of leaves. Because our caterpillars are very hungry, we're going to want to have lots of leaves. Now, I can use a glue stick. I can use tape. Or I can use a stapler. Any of these will work. I also have some bottle glue. For me, for now, I think the easiest thing is to use a glue stick. And I'm going to add these to one of my branches. Great. Add yours. Next, we are going to take our strip of paper. We're going to just use a strip, a long thin strip like this, and we're going to fold it in half. I'm going to fold it in thirds. I'm going to unfold it, and then I'm going to fold it like an accordion. Notice it's like an accordion. Paper folded that many times. Okay, so we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts to this caterpillar. We'll draw our antenna and our head and 2 little feet at the bottom. We will then cut on those lines, but we won't cut on either side where the folds are. So I'm going to avoid cutting on where the folds are. And this is fun, and again, I'm doing this pretty quickly. So you can always stop this video and replay it. There we go. So when we unfold this, we are going to have extra antennas. At this stage, our caterpillar is symmetrical. But what we might want to do is cut off the extra at the top. Or if you want, you could keep it and make it the extra fuzz that sometimes caterpillars have. It's up to you. You can decorate this however you'd like. For me though, for today, I think what I'll do is I'm going to make this caterpillar asymmetrical by cutting all the extra shapes. Alright, here's my caterpillar. I would like to have you all decorate your butterfly. So you may want to think about the veins and the lines. You may want to add circles. You may want to do something totally different. whatever you do is fine. Just think about coloring the body, making all the lines on the outside edge so that both sides look symmetrical. So if you put a shape on this side, you're going to add it to that side. There we go. All right. Well, I'd like you to keep going with this. Maybe you have some colors and you might want to add them. You might also have some ribbon or some string. You might want to decorate some butterflies. You could hang them around. You could play with them or hang them around your vase, or you could hang them above your vase, like so. So that it looks like your butterfly is flying out of the jar. We did a little life cycle, and I just want to add a couple little, you may want to add a couple little eggs on your leaves, so that we have our eggs, our caterpillar, our butterfly, just a touch of blue on that, so it's right there. And our last thing I might want to add for everyone is, if you have that little piece of tissue, it could be toilet paper, it could be tissue, we're going to fold it, we're going to wrap it, and then I'm going to take one little end and I'm going to kind of wrap it tight. And this is going to be our chrysalis, or our cocoon, and we can put it in there. We can decorate it with some lines, and then our butterfly can be coming out of its cocoon, and we can think about our cocoon today, and what did we learn, and what do we have to be grateful for as we think about what we want one day when we become butterflies. I would love to see what you make. Please make sure you email your photo of your finished work at info@artsphere.org. Share it at #LoveArtsphereInc. Thank you for joining me today. Again, share your art with us. I'd love to see your finished work and see what you do. Hopefully you add lots of color, and I look forward to our next class. Thank you very much for joining me.